Hey guys, what's going on? Mike back again here. This time with a tag video, not a vinyl tag, but a cassette tag that I found out through Vinyl Fury, Dan's channel. But I think the originator here looks like it was, I have it written down, Low Noise Jason Skills. Skills is spelled Skilz. So not familiar with that channel, but I will check it out here. But yeah, just a cassette tag for 2023. So let's just jump into it. So I think there's 20 some odd questions here. So the first one looks like a tape for 2022. So an album that came out last year. So I went with Night. This is a black and roll band, so black metal, rock and roll fusion, if you will, but very good album. On Seasons of Mist, on that nice midnight blue cassette there. Great album in my opinion. One of my favorites of last year. I don't think it made it into my top 10, but definitely was in my top 20. So very good stuff. Punk or new wave? I went with SSQ and their album Playback. Stacy Q, Two of Hearts. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that song. This is her band before that, but this album came to my attention through the movie Beyond the Black Rainbow, which the director of Mandy, if you guys haven't seen that, also directed that movie as well. But the song off this album is actually used in that film. So good stuff. Really great new wave in my opinion. Metal or hard rock, I decided to go with little Napalm Death and their album Diatribe. Good stuff there. I actually need to listen to this. It's been a minute since I have, so that's not too exciting, but very good album, if I remember correctly. Napalm Death, kind of grindcore band. One of the first, I think, if I'm remembering that correctly, but good stuff there. Still sealed. I don't have anything, unfortunately, that's still sealed. I'm not cassettes anyway. My music, I tend to eventually, even if I do keep it sealed for a while, open it up and listen to it, just because that's the main reason I buy music. So, listen, I guess I got some really cool piece that I just didn't want to damage. Then maybe. We will see though. Most expensive, that would be this one right here. I just checked this out on Discogs. This is Poppy and her album Choke. I believe this was going for $280 some right now. This is an EP she came out with a few years back, but very good album. Love me some Poppy. Kind of started off as like kind of pop music. She's a very interesting character. If you don't know who she is, check out her stuff. But she's moved more into a metal kind of realm here of late, which is still good. But anyway, I think if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've listened to this. Might have some elements of industrial on this, so I could be wrong. I don't play this very much just because it is worth so much money, and I don't want to damage it. So 80s, I went with David Bowie's album, Never Let Me Down, one of my favorite albums of his from the 80s. Highly overlooked, if you ask me. This album is just fantastic. The title track, what else is on here? Since they're so hard, this text is so hard to read. I cannot read any of this. Glass Spider, I believe, is one of the other tracks. I don't know. Great album. I'm not going to bumble around with that. So let's keep this video going. But yeah, David Bowie, Never Let Me Down. Great 80s album. If you have not heard it, check it out. Looks like hip-hop and R&B. So for the hip-hop route, I went with Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. This reissue came out last year on a silver cassette there. Kendrick Lamar is probably one of my favorite rappers of all time. Definitely one of the best currently in the game, if you ask my opinion. Although his album last year I didn't really care for all that much, unfortunately. But everything up to that I've loved. And then for an R&B, I went with TLC, their 90s album Fan Mail. Gotta love me some TLC, T-Boz, Chili, Left Eye. Love those girls. So, good stuff there. Tape that you have on CD and vinyl. I have this on CD and vinyl as well. I won't show the tape, but there we go. Pretty Reckless. Death by Rock and Roll. Great album from Taylor Momsen and Company. There's the vinyl, which I will not show the gatefold because it does show her boobies in there. So, don't want to get flagged by YouTube for showing inappropriate content. But, yeah, great album. Love Pretty Reckless. What else? Hold on, I'm jumping around. Electronic or synth tape. So went with Fisher Spooner on this one. This band came into my knowledge from a Coachella performance they had way back when on a DVD that I watched. They had a live performance on that blew me away. So it was the song Emerge, which is also on this album. But good stuff. Electroclash, band from the early 2000s. Great stuff. Their second album, Odyssey, is great as well. Their third one, Entertainment, is good, but not as great as the prior two. And I haven't heard their fourth, so I probably need to give that a listen. But great stuff nonetheless. Fisher Spooner, number one. Let's go here. Tape you bought at a show. Whitney Payton, Firecracker. I saw her open for Little Debbie when they performed here. This is a female rapper. Very playful, fun, good stuff on that nice pink cassette there. So, good stuff. Colored cassette, which I have lots of those. But I went with Ghost, and yeah, their album Imperia came out last year. Baby blue cassette there. One of my favorites from last year. Again, love me some Ghost. I think their stuff is very catchy. I kind of like their later stuff more than I do their earlier stuff, but still nonetheless, great album there, in my opinion. What song is that? I can't remember. Great album. Sometimes I feel like I should be more prepared for these, or my mind just goes blank when I'm talking about this stuff. I apologize. This is also my third time doing this video. So third time's a charm, hopefully. Let's see. Import. This came in a cassette lot that I bought a few years ago, but this is a Britney Spears import that apparently came from Russia. Bootleg. No text or anything on the actual cassette, but this just has B-sides, remixes, all that good stuff. So yeah, Britney Spears. Very best of 1999. Will you still buy tapes in 2023? I'm going to say yes, because I have bought some tapes already, and I will continue to do so. Probably not as much as CDs or vinyl, but I will pick some tapes up along the way for sure. What do you play tapes on? I have a Kenwood dual cassette deck over there, hooked up to my receiver from the 90s. Nothing special, but it gets the job done, and I'm happy with it. So there you go. Mixtape or blank tape. I'm guessing this isn't blank, but I don't know what's on this, so showing it for the shadow there. But yeah, there we go. Exciting stuff. New album on vinyl, or an album that you wish that was on vinyl, that you have on cassette. That would be Mila, also known as Mila Jovovich, actress. This is her album Divine Comedy that she came out with in the 90s. Maybe kind of has a Tori Amos feel about it a little bit, but great album in my opinion. I would love to have a copy of this on vinyl. Maybe one day it will get reissued. I don't know, but I can hope. Fingers crossed. 8-track or VHS tape? Yes. So 8-track, go with Rick James. Busting out of L7. Found this at a thrift store, or not a thrift store, but a flea market last year. But good stuff. I do have an 8-track player. It is underneath this thing of records here. The record player does not work on this, unfortunately. It used to. I need to kind of troubleshoot that. But the 8-track and the radio still work on that. So otherwise, it's a really good player. But yeah, Rick James. And, oops. And I'm going to show a cassette or a VHS as well. I could have gone with a music VHS, but I thought this was kind of a little cooler and more unique. This is Lux Eterna, which came out last year. This is through Broke Horror Fan and Winter Entertainment. They do a lot of newer like horror movies on VHS. So this is directed by Gaspar Noé, has Charlotte Gainsbourg in it, who is a musician. But have not watched this yet. I'm looking forward to it. It's in my to-watch pile, which is growing at this point. I need to watch some stuff. But it's not as bad. Well, actually, it is worse than my to-listen-to pile for music. So, but yeah, I need to give that a whirl. I love that cover art, though. I think that is beautiful. So, very cool to have that. A nice clamshell. And show 2, 3, and 23 in your collection. So my albums are in alphabetical order. So 2 and 3, we have Paula Abdul, Spellbound, and Paula Abdul, Shut Up and Dance, the mixes. Paula Abdul is one of the first artists I got to, probably in my early youth, early 90s there. And she has stayed with me ever since. I have much respect for her. Don't be a hater. And then for 23, we have The Chariot with their album One Wing on pink cassette. Came out last year. This reissue came out last year on MNRK Heavy, I believe. Great album. Metalcore bands. Josh Scoggins, who was previously in Norma Jean way back when, started The Chariot, who they have now disbanded as well. And I believe he's in a band called 68 now. But yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff. And I don't think I've missed anything else here. So, double cassette, box set. So yes, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band live, 1975 through 85. 3 cassette box set here. Nice little booklet. But yeah, I found this at a flea market, I think, for under $10. So it's a hell of a deal if you ask me. So I picked that up. And I think show a single or of something. I don't have any singles. So I used to way back when, but I don't have any anymore. So I have nothing to show there. So, all right. Well, I'm actually doing better on time here with this video than I was the last one. So there you go. All right. Well, I have some more update videos to show you guys, vinyl, CDs, and whatnot in the future. So those will be coming shortly. And yeah. So until then, hope everyone is doing well and happy listening. And I will talk to you later. All right.